I understand the economy has been very good to journalists, but you see, when you look at
journalists,
I mean, I assume that's why you're talking like that. So imagine a particular person who goes home, finds a letter from his landlord saying your rent has increased, gets a letter from the school that the school fees for his children has increased, gets a note from the wife that the amount you gave me last month for food is not enough now, takes the child to the hospital, finds out that he has to pay more money, and on his way to the hospital, he has to go and buy fuel. The fuel is higher than before, or he takes public transport, he pays more. There is no amount of economics you can tell the person. He's lived experience every juncture of his life.
But is this Tinubu's problem or Tinubu's fault? That those who said Tinubu and his government walked into a problem, already say a trap, an economic trap. And the man is taking some very hard decision and to change the narrative, a tough decision that other leaders, and that's the narrative that this government has painted to Nigeria, to say, look, we have walked into a terrible, terrible, terrible situation. If we do not work things around, we're going to head for a disaster. And now the man has done this, and you're still not satisfied that he's taking a tough decision and it's going to take a bit of a time for things to get better.
You see, first, I am running for president now. How can I complain in 2027 that Tinubu gave me a bad deal? I'm seeing it. I know what I'm working towards. He was part of the APC. You cannot count the APC leaders. After Buhari, you have to mention his name.
But if things are not going the way you think it should, does it make Tinubu a bad president?
No. What it means is that he has bad results. He may be a good... I look at him, the way he talks, the way I don't know him too well, the way he talks, the way he behaves, he looks like a good person. But we are not a shortage of good people in government. It's the good result we don't have. So you can't send your child to school and the child comes with F9 parallel. And they say, oh, the teacher is a great teacher, he can teach well.
So is this government a failure?
With capital F, I think so. They're failure in many things. Even for things they said, you said renew hope. They can't even pay the renewal fee of the hope. The hope expired. So you cannot leave people stranded. There are, from what I see, even with the fiscal situation that they've created, if they had used 1/3 of the savings to deal with the emergency situation, then they can now follow the long-term trajectory. Because in economics, just like in history, we have periodization. In economics, you have time scale. You have the immediate, you have the medium term, the immediate is short term, you have the medium term, you have the long term. When I'm analyzing the short term, you cannot be telling me about the long term. It's like a student who is doing continuous assessment, and assessment is 20%, and he scores 3 out of 20. And he said, don't worry, sir, during the exam, I'm going to make it up.
So you're painting a picture as though this, because there is a lot of confidence that this government and this president and this party will win by wide margin in 2027, and they are confident that things will get better. But what you are painting is that this government and this president is not even electable in 2027. That's the kind of painting that you are, the narrative. But you see people defecting the APC, and they say that it's because the president is doing well and they want to support him. That's why they are going there. Okay. But you are painting a different picture. Is that fair? Okay.
The way I'm interacting with you as your guest, it's not the way the audience watching the TV, watching us on TV, going to interact. It's not the same way the guy who supplies camera to you. So everybody has a way of interacting with the government. If you are a government contractor, if you are part of the government, if you are an appointee of the government, if you are in the political party and you are the leadership, you have a way to assess the government. But are we going to shut out the way ordinary Nigerians assess the government? I don't speak for the governors, because the governors are swimming in money, though they are dry of ideas. And they are going to work with the president because the president is cooperating with them. He's allowing them to go on with their fiscal rascality. He's allowing them to be floating around and not doing, because he is looking at them as political assets. He has his right. But the ordinary person who has to feed his family, a graduate who needs a job, or those who have a job and they need living wages. People who are confronted with healthcare, a family that has children in school, and you are giving them student loan, and the ASU is on strike. So the loan, they are owing the government money, and then the education has stopped. So when you look at all of that, I am not saying, for example, that people who are enjoying the government, the minority, have no right to praise the government, because that's the perspective that they see. But I represent the Social Democratic Party, a party of common men, ordinary people, and I have to speak for them. And the ordinary man is not interested in how many governors cross to your side. He's interested in, can he get a job? Can he be safe? So if you, in spite of all of these problems, you still get captured on the road. First, the roads are bad. There's bad road everywhere, except you haven't traveled anywhere. There are bad roads. Now, you have bad roads, and then you are kidnapped on the road. You have to go and sell your property to pay the kidnapper. Despite the BVN, NIN, and all sorts of things that we've had, kidnappers are still collecting money, including from a staff of mine only yesterday. So this lived experience of people is what we are bringing, and it's a good balance, because those who are on the government side, those who are benefiting from it, those who are on the academic perspective of it, they have to balance their experience with the feedback I'm giving on behalf of the people.
Quickly, I'd like us to wrap up on this note. So the government now says it's going to impose a 15% import duty on refined petroleum products. And there are those who are in the local market applauding it, that these will help the local market. Of course, some of the statistics reads that that Nigeria is still not able to meet, it's meeting just about less than 40% of domestic needs. Between August 2024 and October this year, Nigeria imported roughly 13 billion liters of gasoline, about 64% of its needs.
They are full of contradictions. Number one, we have 2 refineries in Port Harcourt, built, and we're spending so much money on it. We have 1 refinery in Warri, where we built it and we are spending a lot of money on it. We have in Kaduna, we built it and we're spending a lot of money on it. They haven't made these refineries to work. So that's number one question before you start to put tariff on who. And if you put 15% tariff on imported petrol, who is going to pay for it? It's going to be the person who buys the petrol at the fueling station. So what are you doing? You are the reason why we cannot meet our domestic consumption. The president is the Minister of Petroleum. What kind of chaotic system is this?
But there are those who think that this decision, although it might not be immediate in action in terms of how practical it will be, but there are those who say this is the right decision to take to encourage local production.
No, President Tinubu is a clever tax collector. He wants to collect tax from you for everything, including oxygen tax, very soon if you are not careful.
Because you mean the air we breathe in?
Yes, because
Tinubu will tax the air.
Just give him time. He's going to get there.
Is that even fair to say that the
for example, we gave you refineries to manage. You appointed yourself Minister of Petroleum. We spent billions on turnaround maintenance. You are not making refineries to work. You are the reason why we are importing. Now, because you are importing, you went from, I'm not paying subsidy. Okay, now we are net zero. Nobody pays subsidy. You now want to surcharge me for your own inefficiency. Am I the reason why refineries are not working?
So that decision is a poor one.
It is an anti-people decision, and it's a trend in the new Tinubu. Tinubu that used to be in SDP, that was following Abiola everywhere, doing Hope 93. It practically has changed to the side of the money people. They are looking, they see you as a customer. They don't see you as a citizen. They look at you and looking for everything to collect money from you. Right. If you have twins in your house, if you have twins and triplets in your house, Tinubu is going to think of twins tax, multiple child birth tax. So he's just thinking on how to collect more money for the washers. It is wrong. What he needs to do is to call Heineken, Lokobiri, and call the Ojulari and say, I want those refineries to work.
All right.
I'll give you 6 months, and I want to reduce fuel importation to 0. Now, there's a private refinery that is going to almost 1.4 billion barrels. Why are they going to 1.4 billion barrels from 650 1,000 barrels a day, Dangote. It's because they see that there's a market for what they are producing. What are the other smaller refineries that are coming up? What are the what are we doing with the modular one?
All right.
You cannot crush the people because you want to make money. I don't agree with that at all.
Peter Obi is at least 10 times better than Tinubu. 10 good times. What are the 10 ways that Peter Obi is at least 10 times better than Tinubu? What are the 10 ways? Number 1, in 8 years of Peter Obi as governor of Anambra State, 8 solid years, Peter Obi did not borrow 1 naira. He did not borrow 1 kobo. He did not borrow $1. He did not borrow anything in 8 years. What can we say about Tinubu? In 2 years of Tinubu as president of Nigeria, he has borrowed over 100 trillion naira, bringing our total debt to about over 170 trillion naira. About 70% of our total GDP. Compare that with Peter Obi that borrowed 0 naira in 8 years. Now, what is even more painful is this. What can Tinubu show that he used the money he borrowed to do? On ground, what can we see? Nothing. If there is, show me. Nothing. Now, if you think that is bad, wait until you hear what I will say next. On top of the fact that they borrowed a whole lot in 2 years with nothing to show for it, guess what? This is coming at a time when they are supposed to have removed fuel subsidy. So they are supposed to have increased revenue from fuel subsidy. At least they said they saved a lot of money. Where is that money that is saved? This is also coming at a time where Tinubu has taxed the hell out of Nigerians. And he's still planning to tax them more starting from January 2026. Now, with all the taxes, and the taxes are many, if you are using road, Tinubu has sent his thugs, he calls them revenue collectors, to come and be harassing you. If you carry load inside your car, they will collect tax from you. The other day, a family was wiped out because of the greed of these tax collectors. Increased road fares, school fees has increased. Forget the propaganda of student loan. You increase school fees by over 1,000%, and then you provide student loan to less than 40% of the students. Where are the remaining 60% supposed to get the money from to pay for the high school fees? Even in National Association of Nigerian Students, they're not talking about it. Those ones appear to have been bought. But that's a matter for another day. They have increased electricity tariffs. They have increased telecommunications tariff, what you spend on data and phone call. They have increased it. Tell me, apart from air that they have not taxed and increased tax on, what is it that Tinubu has not increased tax on? Now, with all of this tax, they make so much money. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, soon to be called NTA, has reportedly declared huge revenues. All the huge revenues, plus the huge savings from removal of fuel subsidy, purported removal of fuel subsidy, and the huge borrowing, all of this, what does a Tinubu administration, the APC, have to show for it? Nothing. So when you compare how much they borrowed, you see that, in fact, Peter Obi is at least 100 times better than Tinubu and Wike combined in terms of borrowing. Now, let's even go further and say, leave borrowing aside. Leave borrowing. The money that they borrowed, what did they do with it? Let's look at roads, for instance. While Peter Obi was governor in 8 years, right? Peter Obi got award as being the best governor in terms of road construction and road network in any state in Nigeria. Go and verify that. The best network of roads. Now you will argue and say, but Wike is doing roads in Abuja now. Wike has transformed Abuja now. Okay. Wike has done some roads in Abuja. But let's compare. Apples for apples now. How would you compare Wike and Tinubu gets 5 trillion naira to construct 10 kilometers or 100 kilometers of road? 5 trillion naira to construct 100 kilometers of road. 5 trillion. Meanwhile, in 8 years of Peter Obi, he gets 50 billion to construct the same 100 kilometers of road. That is the margin. Now you can look at the roads that Wike has done. Roads that he does in places where he sends people to go and reclaim the land. That's the news that we are getting. But let's even leave that aside. Somebody spends 5 trillion naira to construct 100 kilometers of road. Another person spends 50 billion naira to construct the same 100 kilometers of road. That is the difference between Peter Obi and Tinubu and Wike combined. Now, if you are happy that Wike has done some road with monies that he could have used to do 1,000 roads, because if you divide 5 trillion by 50 billion, you get 1,000. If you are happy that he has done 100 kilometers of road with 5 trillion naira, imagine what Peter Obi will do with 5 trillion. It will be 1,000 times what you see in FCT right now, based on facts, based on their track records. So when I even say Peter Obi is 10 times better, I am putting it mildly. In terms of road construction alone, you will see that Peter Obi is even over 1,000 times better than Tinubu and Wike combined. Don't argue or don't fall for the argument that, what about those other leaders that did not do roads in FCT? Come on, look at Peter Obi's track record. Did he build roads in Anambra? Did he? Did he get the award as the best governor in terms of road networks in Nigeria when he was governor? He did. So you see that if Wike did 100 kilometers of road, trust me, you will see 1,000 kilometers of road with even 10% of what Wike has spent. Don't forget that Wike is spending this inflated money on roads when school teachers in the FCT have not been paid. School teachers in the FCT have not been paid. School teachers, they have not been paid. Doctors have not been paid. Doctors in the FCT, they are on strike. ASU is on strike. NASU is threatening strike. The Polytechnic one. All of these things are happening at this time when the money that could have been used to pay them have been wasted. Well, you may not call it wasted, but it's still wasted when you consider that the road construction that has been done by Tinubu through Wike in these past 2 years, they have been hyper inflated. So monies that could have been used to pay teachers, monies that could have been used to pay lecturers, monies that could have been used to pay doctors, so that the residents of FCT, the citizens of Nigeria, can enjoy quality education, enjoy quality healthcare. Those monies have been siphoned through mysterious schemes that we will expose in this channel. Mysterious schemes siphoned into private pockets of Tinubu and his friends, both locally and particularly internationally. So 10 times better, an understatement. Now, which governor in the history of Nigeria, now at any point you're free to fact check me, which governor in the history of Nigeria, while leaving office, left money behind.